Hi. This is my response to peer support number 2, holistic bereavement. The first question is, what are your reflections? So many reflections. There's just a lot in the material, a lot of reading, a lot of feelings, a lot of emotions, just a lot. Just a lot. So the book, the guideline to professionals, the pregnancy, loss, and death. There's a ton of information in there, and it's a lot, but I feel like it's really important. The midwife that I work with we have just been talking about this. Last year, she had a stillborn baby in her practice, that the parents, that she, was able to provide continuity of care with the parents, and, of course was at the hospital with them, and they had to wait for an induction, and it ended up being many days later, and they asked that my midwife be the one to catch the baby at the hospital, and just, we were talking about, she and I were talking about this before I started reading all of this, and I just thought, what a resource that would have been, because loss isn't something that's really talked about, and a lot, I guess. I don't know, I haven't had much experience talking about it, but that she was just saying how she didn't know what to expect, and she had to reach out to other midwives that she knew, who have been around for a while, that have that experience, to really say, like, what is this going to be like? She felt like she knew how to help the clients, but that she, what was it going to be like for her to catch that baby? And she wanted to have that knowledge so she could prepare herself as best she could, so she could have the appropriate reactions, and avoid re-traumatization herself. So anyway, I just think it's a really incredible resource. The video, the deafening silence, stillbirth through a mother's eyes, the biggest thing that hit me through that was just the importance of continuity of care, of having a person that you know and that you recognize and that is knowledgeable there with you, helping you through that process, and just helping you feel like you're not alone, that the parents, aren't alone in a hospital full of people, and that nobody really knows what's going on exactly, with your case, and just words and how very important they are, positive and negative. I know we've talked about it in class before, just a lot of things that people say in the most well-meaning ways. The focus on the positive things, at least you can get pregnant, things along those lines, and how really horrible and inappropriate those are, even though they're being said in the best possible way. Respect and encouragement. If a woman is going through an induction and is giving birth to a baby, she's still, accomplishing, she's still working hard, she's still doing all of those things. A quote from the book, I think it was in the last chapter, or the chapter 14, about after a loss, that it was one of the little quotes that a mom had said, that it was really nice that the midwife, was telling her, look at your baby, isn't she beautiful? Let's see how much she weighs. Let's, kind of do some normal things to create those memories. That I really liked that. Resisting re-traumatization. I think what stuck out with me in regards to that was, just touching base with the parents and just providing ongoing care and providing postnatal care, and just kind of going at it at the parents' pace, where they're at, what's appropriate. And for me personally, as a student midwife, I appreciated the idea of being with someone who has more experience with that, and just being in that environment. When I very first started my doula training, I was invited by the family to kind of shadow the doula that they had already hired. And it was kind of a last minute thing. And anyway, that baby went in, it was very traumatic. When the couple got to the hospital, very, very, very low heart tones. They did an immediate C-section. Baby was taken by ambulance to a hospital nearby. Well, not even really nearby, but by ambulance to a NICU, and sustained brain damage. Just lots of traumatic things going on with that family. And I really appreciated and learned so much being there with the doula, and just, she was experienced. She knew, as best she could, how to help, what to say, and how to help those parents just kind of stay in that moment and not, there was just so many unknowns, and just really how to support that family in that particular situation. I think I've been kind of rehashing that as I've been going over that, even though that baby did not die. She's alive. She has, anyway, just that was nice for me. I feel like I could ramble on for a while here. The last thing that I wanted to mention was the website for the funeral planning. Yes, most people in my experience don't know, or don't really have any idea that this traumatic thing has happened, and how horrible that is. And now we have to think about funeral arrangements, or, are we burying, are we cremating, which type of casket do we want? Like, wow, so much. I have all of a sudden been thinking, like, okay, so we need to talk to some people about some stuff. Anyway, that has kind of opened my mind up. Okay, I think that's all I wanted to say. So, a lot of stuff, a lot of good information. I had to watch the video the first time emotionally and let myself feel those feelings, and then I got to watch the video again, and kind of think about it from a care provider standpoint. Anyway, just a lot. Good stuff. Yes, thank you.